Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us. My name is Bumanlag for LePage Binder Live. Very happy to have you along for the ride again. And we are continuing our series highlighting some amazing folks here in YQG who are doing incredible things in the world of real estate under the banner of LePage Binder. And always happy to bring on some interesting folks and people who are really invested in the community, invested in buying and selling you a home that's going to work for you and your family. And that's why I am so pumped up, so very excited to welcome somebody that honestly I've looked up to for quite some time. He's a community guy. He's got a great setup. He's got some great folks working with him, and I'm happy to bring him on the show here. I'm probably sure that you've seen him and heard him on social media. Paul Germanese from AW4U Real Estate Group. Paul, always good to see you, my man. How are you, sir?
Arms, my pleasure. Things are good. Great to see you too, man.
I appreciate you. I know how busy you are with the group. I know how busy you are in the world of real estate. So we've got a couple of things I want to talk to you about. And certainly if folks are joining us on the program here, you can leave a message for Paul or join the live stream if you have any questions whatsoever in terms of the real estate group or some of the cool stuff that Paul's been doing in the community as well. So let's talk about you. Let's talk about, your story and how you came to really get AW4U off the ground. So tell me about Paul.
All right, I guess I always like to start at the start, right? So I got my real estate license. I was probably 25 years old. I came from the restaurant business. Worked at TBQ's other place under Mr. Rakavitas, and I was in the kitchen at 15. Don't tell anybody, making butter ramekins and bread bowls. And I was a little skateboard kid, and they wouldn't let me out of the kitchen. And then we started running the brunches and the buffets and all that stuff. And then took my talents over to Spago's and had a nice 6-year tenure there, and then I got my real estate license. Right, I was working with a couple other busboys and waiters there, the Monteleones. Joe Monteleone got me into real estate at 25. Didn't know what I was doing. Spent a couple years just trying to figure it out while I was still working in the restaurant business. Priorities may not have been all the best at that time, and just enjoying my 20s. I'll leave it at that. But then actually, Frank Binder absorbed Joe's company and absorbed me at the same time, an agent doing probably 3 to 7 deals a year. And then I worked with Mike Coffin for a year, who at the time was the #1 agent at LePage, and it was a great experience to see and work with a busy agent in a depressed market. We're in 2007, 8, 9 right now, so to see people actually doing real estate at that time was refreshing and showed me that it could be done. And then just kind of worked with him for about a year, and then really sat down with Frank, and we made the decision that I could do it on my own, and I went on my own, and then just built it up one client at a time and one real estate experience at a time, until I got to the point where I was just overwhelmed and too busy. Brought on an admin, Megan, for a number of years, and at that time we also brought on Chris Toldo to help me out, and that was kind of the start of AW4U, which just really happened organically.
So, I mean, you learned from some of the best in the business. Obviously, Frank Binder, a wealth of knowledge and knows when times are good, times are great. And, like you said, depressed market, not necessarily like the market it is today. I mean, we could talk about that as well. But, I mean, you can tell about your passion. And that's one thing I wanted to talk to you about, Paul, is like, seeing some of your content and some of the videos that you put out and sort of that value add that you have given clients. It has impressed me because I think, the days of radio and television are still here, but I mean, people are consuming content at a record pace. So I wanted to talk to you about that, but like, what do you specifically love about real estate? What keeps you going at the end of the day?
The preparation of a listing, one, to obtain the client's trust to be the one to list their house. From the preparation of anybody can sell a house right now, right? You put a for sale sign on the lawn, it's going to turn to sold. But I'm a confident believer in that the good ones can sell it for a lot more money. And that all comes down to the preparation, right? Preparation will get you the showings, and the showings will get you the offers. And then the negotiation side, and that offer presentation date and time, and that experience right there, it just will never get old to me. It will never get old to me. A lot of people at my stage of their career may want to be off the road and not sell real estate and just run the team. For me, that's not where I'm at. I love the kitchen table. I love guiding people. I love being the one that they chose out of however many agents there are out there, and every single client, I feel like I've earned it, and I'm still grateful for every single one, whether it's new or repeat. I absolutely am obsessed with this business. I'm a realtor's realtor. I'm a fan of other awesome realtors.
Sure.
I come from the mindset of abundance. I'm not worried about never being enough. There's enough for everybody, and real estate's it's my passion. It's what I do and what I'll always do.
And you're taking that passion, Paul, right? And you're building it out, and you're developing the brand, right? Like, so AW for you, you're always working for the client, right? You're always working for the customer. Um, Taking that ideology and that mindset and putting it forward with your clients, and certainly with your team, that's got to allow that level of service that you've come to sort of brokerage for yourself to kind of perpetuate with other folks that want to utilize you and your team.
Always working for you. I mean, it's all about the client, and it's when my head hits the pillow every single night. I have nothing negative on my mind. I mean, we've always done right by the client. Um, we're heavily focused on the client experience, and making sure that they have the best experience possible here. And we're always continuing to build on that, right? We've got coaching going on our team on the operations side. We're heavily invested in that client experience, and we'll continue to invest more and more every year on that, because that's what the client deserves.
Now, what's great about this too is, like, testament to sort of your work ethic and what you've established with your team too. Number one in the brokerage as an individual and a team.
Yes,
And I saw a quote this morning when I was on Instagram, Paul, and it's like, success is not owned, it's rented, right? So
absolutely.
you've got to come, and you have days where I'm sure that you're off, but then you have
Absolutely.
days that you're like, okay, this is a learning experience. But then you have days like, this is good. The team's crushing it. We're feeling
Yeah,
good about it.
yeah. The team's wins are my wins, and team is, I don't even know if that's the right word there. I call them partners. It's not Paul Germany's the real estate group. It's AW Few the real estate group. Took my ego out of it. Took my name right out of it. We work for the brand, not the man, right? So we're all partners here. We all do business the right way, okay? And we all sleep very, very, very good at night. So the brand build has been an extreme passion of mine, and the people here. It's been awesome.
Talk to me, Paul, about those new marketing trends. I know we touched base on social media about how crucial that is for people to stay connected to their base, and some of the cool ideas that you're trying out right now.
Yeah, we've always looked for that differentiator, right? Back in the day, if you got a professional photographer, wow, you were save some money for us. Wow, this is crazy, right? Now then it became then it became staging, right? So we've been staging houses for 4 or 5 years now. We were kind of one of the first ones to really focus in on that and really invest heavy into our listings with our sellers. And that's what we love to do. We love to invest into the listing, into the product with our sellers, right? It shows that the level of care there and the guidance matters, because we're invested in it too. And then now we see a lot of agents are staging homes, as they should. So what's our differentiator now? Well, we brought in a content creator, full time, salaried employee that now shoots all our videos, shoots all our listings, does all our brand awareness, all that stuff, right? So that's been the differentiator for us now. And the videos that we're putting out on our listings, man, they are fun to make. They are, when we're all gathered around E-Train's desk when he's finally done cutting it. We are, we're all going nuts together. And when those videos drop, it's like a music video dropping, right? So, and then the clients, my God, like when I can go to a client and be like, listen, look at your video right now. Like this is the back end of it and what's going on out there. These are the comments that we're getting. These are the shares that we're getting. This is how far it's traveled. This is how long people are watching these videos. They're not just turning it on and 12 seconds later shutting it off. Taking your photos, making them move to studio music is not a video. right? Video is engaging. They want to see the people in it. They want to see the story. They want to know the story. And every listing, we actually have a new show coming out, and we don't know the name of the show yet, but the slogan is going to be every listing has a story, right? So it's going to take us from beginning to end of the listing process. And the reason we're doing that is because I don't think the public knows what we actually do, right? Right now they're like, they just put a for sale sign on and then it sells. Well, no, there's staging, there's storage boxes, there's cleaners, there's painting, there's flooring. There's so much that goes into a listing. Andrea, our operations manager, said, I don't think they know what you guys do for to sell a house. And I'm like, you know what, I think you're right. So we're gonna make a show around it.
Oh, that's incredible because I've always said. I mean, I look at my wife Carrie, right, and she's a big TLC fan, so she'll
Yeah,
watch like Chip and Joanna games
absolutely.
and how they do stuff, and it's like I'll watch it and it's entertaining, right, Paul? But and then I'll watch it and say like this is like content because there's that subtle marketing push, right, about what they're doing, and they break down, hey, we're going to turn this house into this, and this is what you envision. So I think when you can turn that into content and entertaining and engaging content, then it's a win-win for you and it's a win-win for your potential clients or buyers or sellers who are looking to utilize you guys.
Yeah, and then just to see that transformation. I mean, let's talk TLC, HGTV, all the shows that are on there about transformations. And again, it's the story. There's a beginning, there's the meat in the middle, and then there's the end, which we hope and will assume is successful on our end. A couple other shows that we've created for content here: WESPN, Windsor Essex Scott Paul News, and we just said I think the public needs to know what's going on out there in the market on a weekly or biweekly basis. So here's our show, right? And it's just us just breaking down stuff that's happened in the past week or two, and just hopefully providing the public and our clients with some knowledge. And then of course the Twins have a show, not just a pretty face, and that's them breaking down their barriers and saying, man, you know what, we're not just a pretty face. We're here to drop knowledge on you. We know what we're doing, and we want your business. Like the new campaigns that we have coming out is just like, you know what, the awards and this, that, like, we get it. Like, there's an award for everything in real estate, right? I could be top half Italian under 40 for the month of May, right? Like, who knows? It just depends how I want to spin it, right?
Sure, sure.
Throwing it all out the window. I'm grateful for the awards. If you want to see the awards, we'll have them on our website for you. But breaking that all down, throwing it out the window, just saying, listen, there's a passion here. And when I'm at a listing appointment, the reason why I get a lot of listings is because the passion while I'm there. Like when I'm walking through a house, I'm getting goosebumps. I'm like, oh my God, we're going to market it like this. We're going to do this. This is the strategy here. I don't think we should do this, but I definitely think we should do this. Because everyone's different, right? Every listing's different. When the client sees that passion come out, they
It's
have no,
contagious, right?
yeah.
It's
I mean,
contagious.
and it's just never gone away, never gone away from me. I mean, I tell everybody in here, what your role here is to stay inspired and stay passionate, because once you lose that, I think we're done.
Yeah, and I think that's brilliant. I've often said in my broadcast career previously, Paul, if you love something, you never work a day in your life.
Yeah.
And I think if you perpetuate that vibe, people pick up on that and they say to themselves, "Hey, wait a second, I can get behind this person because I trust them. They obviously love what they do, and they're gonna make sure that I'm informed and I can make good decisions." And then again, if you can provide that fantastic content, I mean, in a sea of listings, you're gonna want your particular listing to pop, right?
Especially now we're seeing the market kind of not dip a little bit, but there's some cracks in it, right? So back in the day when you would list a house, yes, you'd have to do the kitchen, the washrooms, the flooring, all that stuff, because you have to stand out against the competition. Well, January, February, March, and April, standing out against competition was being on market, right? Everything was 15, 20 offers. Now we're seeing it, some are being relisted. You'll see something listed for $299, and then next week it'll be listed for $450. Well, what happened there? Well, they didn't get what they wanted. So now they've got to list at what they expect, right? So managing sellers' expectations right now is hard. Here, having a lot of listings, we can see the ebbs and flows of the market on a daily basis because we see the showings, we see the offers. We're dialed in like no other here. And that's a huge advantage.
If you're just joining the show or watching the rebroadcast, I'm very excited to talk to a good guy here in Windsor, Essex, obviously working for you. That's his group. It's AW4U Real Estate Group. Paul Germanese is my guest here on Royal LePage Live, and we're having a good chat with him too. Go back to content for 1 second because
Sure.
I just think it's so crucial too that when you have that relationship, right, it's not a one-way street when you're engaging with people on social media. You want to make sure that they feel valued, they feel heard, and that requires some dedication because you're getting those comments as they come in real time. You're getting those requests as they come in real time. That very much to me is like a full-time gig. But the fact that you've got a content creator full-time, that's probably allowing you guys to kind of, direct traffic a little bit more to say, okay, who are we following up? How can we service this person? And how can we follow up with this person?
Yeah, we've always been passionate that we want to work with people that want to work with us. There's a lot of lead gen systems out there and stuff like that. Always used our listings as our lead generation, and just we're always very honest with people. Like, listen, we want to work for you. Is there an opportunity for us to work for you? We'll service every single question that you have at any time, and we'll guide you along the whole process. Taking care of that content and all the comments on that's part of that, right? And just being there. Social media is great, but only when you're social with it, right? So the algorithm likes when you're commenting back and forth as well, of course.
Now let's talk about your charity work. It's not just you're buying and you're selling in the Windsor Essex area, but you're also investing in. You said to me in the green room before we went live that you're a dad too, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
And as a family man, those values of creating a better life for your kids is something that I think that we all aspire to. But you want to invest in the area that hopefully they'll grow up in. And tell me about some of the charity work that you've done here locally, Paul.
So, I mean, I guess our main charity would be the Joe and Maria Germany's annual charity golf tournament. We've done that for 8 years. Last year would have been number 9. That's always kept separate from real estate. I mean, you won't see any AWFU stuff there, that's for sure. I don't want to confuse anybody for making sure we're there for the right reasons, and everybody always is, right? We raise 15 to 17 grand a year for transition and betterness, who I've been involved with for years and years and years. This year would be number 10, depending on how COVID goes. We have the date, but if it is a go, it's going to be our last. I committed 10 years mentally to doing it, and it's nice. It's nice to give back. This is the community. This is where we live, and this is where we support anything I can support out there. I'm always willing to, and to give back just a little bit on our end, and give back to Transition Fairness, who actually, if you don't know about it, like, it actually helped my family out like a ton, like changed the whole cancer experience and death experience for my whole family. It was pretty impressive. It was much needed. So we
Yeah,
always want to donate back, make sure that we make sure people have the same experience and continue to in that unfortunate situation.
Yeah, it's I've worked with T2B over the years too through my various roles, and shout out to Amber Hunter and Doris Lepico as well for all the work that they've done. They're just incredible people, and it's a much needed organization, and certainly a charity in Windsor Essex that does a lot. We've got a few minutes left to go, man. I mean, we could do this for
Oh,
like hours. You and I, it
I'm
just
in.
goes by, right?
I'm in.
It goes by quick.
I'm in.
What's your advice to folks who, from your lens, your perspective of somebody who's invested? You're a father. You're obviously a real estate guru. What's your advice to somebody who is in the market for a home and may get discouraged because they're bidding on homes? And
Yeah.
I've heard that often with a lot of the folks from Royal LePage that I talk to. We have clients, we have people that are bidding on houses and we're getting outbid. And what's your advice about them about being persistent?
It's hard. I mean, it's you have to stick with it, and you have to keep playing. Always play within your means, right? But the right agent out there, and the right person working for you is going to go along with that process with you. There are opportunities out there. The ones that are the most active, if you're consistently active in this market, listen, if your budget's 150, you're gonna have a tough time out there. But if you know what your budget is, and you've seen the things sell in your budget, and you're comfortable with the product that's coming back to you in that budget, just stick with it. It will happen. Our job is to keep you the least frustrated as possible and manage your emotions along the way, at the same time presenting the opportunities to you. Our job is very simple on the buying side: present you with the opportunities, guide you with those, and then make a decision together on that certain home. Right? On the listing side, it's a totally different game. Buying side is we're here to make sure you don't screw up. The listing side is more of the sales game and making sure that you get the most money in the best timeline. You can't say that real estate isn't sales. The listing side is very much sales, right? The buying side is not sales. The buying side is the exact opposite. So the business that I've found throughout the years is that it's actually very different depending on the side that you're on. If you have a buyer agent and he feels very salesy, they're going to push you into something that you don't really want to do, right? So steer away from that. On the listing side, if your agent feels salesy, that's okay, because that's what they're supposed to do on that side. They're selling your home. That's what you would want out of an agent.
So what I want out of you is an invite to come check out your sweet office. I would love to just come and check that out, and maybe we'll do one of these live on location at your place. What do you say?
I'm in. And again, the office has been another absolute game changer. When people walk in here, and this is where I am right now. And when people walk in here, they know that we mean business. They know that we know what we're doing, and they know that the experience here starts when you walk in that front door, and the office sets the tone for that, right? And that's I've always gone to lawyers' offices and other offices. I'm just like, why is the real estate office like the worst office? You know what I mean? It's the worst. Now we're on LePage Binder. They've definitely leveled their game up. We have a separate outfit here with AW for you,
Sure.
of course, with Royal LePage, but it sets the tone. The office is fantastic.
Well, thank you for setting the tone of positivity, hard work, and creativity for the show today. Always good to connect with you, my friend. And I mean it. I am going to pop by, and we'll have to do one of these live pretty soon, okay?
I'll send the invite right when I get off here.
Okay. God bless you. Paul, keep up the great work. Give my best to everybody at the team, okay? And thanks for being you.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Paul Germanese, who is with AW4U Real Estate Group, part of the Royal LePage Binder Real Estate group here in the Windsor, Essex area. Great guy, heavily involved in the community. And if you want to find out more information, you can surf on over to our website. We're back again next week as we continue to highlight some folks who are doing great things in real estate under the Royal LePage Binder Real Estate banner here in YQG. Thanks for watching.